today I woke up from a fever dream that's been lasting for the past 2 months. Let's pull some tarot about it. But of course, because we're coming up on the end of the year, I've just been doing a lot of reflecting about just how this year has gone, and I feel like I really found myself again this year. And I know that sounds really weird to be like, I found myself again, where did I go? I feel like along the way somewhere in my life, maybe over the past few years, I just really lost sight. Jesus Christ, hold on. I feel like I just really lost sight of me and who I am and the person that I am, especially for some reason it really honed in over the past 6 months. There's a lot of stuff that I had to re-pay attention to work on. I don't know, but I want to pull some tarot about it. Before I even start, I want to preface that the main energy and main message that is coming to me right now is that things are genuinely different. They are different. There's something in the air that has changed with you in your life. There's something that has shifted. You are looking at things from a different perspective, which is where maybe this new outlook is coming from. You're seeing the same situations, but before you were beginning them, then through them, now you're looking at them from an outside standpoint. And some of them may even still be current, but you're still seeing them from a different perspective. And that is inviting in a new energy altogether. Over the past, I'd say year, maybe even two, there have been a lot of things that have wanted to start for you, a lot of good processes that have wanted to work in harmony for you, but you have not been able to allow those things to happen because you were only looking a certain way on the outside rather than actually being that way on the inside. You were presenting yourself as somebody who is all together, who was on this great dream or great mission or great journey, and really on the inside you did not feel that way and you were not aligning with that energy. You were just sort of faking it until you make it. And there were certain things that you were keeping around in your life that was blocking this harmony from you, and that was keeping you from actually being able to enjoy and move forward into this harmony that the universe wanted for you. So it had to make you unhappy so that you would finally leave. And over the past 3 to 6 months, that's what's been happening. The universe has been putting things in your way that draws attention to the things in your life that you don't like, that you've been just letting stay there rent-free basically forever. And it finally wanted you just to have enough so you'd be forced to leave and be forced to move away. See, you had to be uncomfortable and you had to look at all that was lost so that you could become strong enough and witty enough and smart enough, but also just experienced enough in the world of suffering and the world of loss and the world of battle to move forward and to regain some type of new balance. But the issue was that before you were trying to balance things that you felt an obligation to and also things that you wanted, and you can't have both. If you feel an obligation to something, it's going to be taking the energy away from what you want, and it's been happening for the past, like I said, at least a year, more than likely 2 years, maybe even more for some of you. The issue now is that where you're tapped in to this smart energy from where you have suffered for a really long time and everything, there might be a temptation to look back with vengeance and to look back with trying to get back at somebody or hurt somebody just as much as they've hurt you, or make someone look as dumb as what you feel like they made you look. But something to keep in mind is that when you're looking right now for some reason in this specific space, you're not realizing things for the first time. It's just that there have been things that you've been noticing in the subconscious and unconscious that are finally coming up to your frontal focus. And it's time for you to finally process those things and leave them behind so they stop taking up your mind and stop getting you trapped inside of your mind. See, there's a lot of things that are moving from sleeping life to waking life. And so that is causing things to transfer from the subconscious and the unconscious to you being awake and thinking about those things nonstop. And because you're so experienced now at suffering and at battle and at maneuvering through hardship, your immediate response is, well, I'm good at this, so now I'm going to get back at them. Now, they messed with the wrong person, they don't know what I've been through, and they don't know what I'm capable of. But see, that energy is then going to cause you to look right back and want to go right back to what you had lost before. Because as long as you're constantly focusing on getting vengeance or trying to get back at somebody and you're not letting something go, then your energy is staying on what it was that you were not meant to have your energy on in the first place, which then puts you back in a constant loop of where you're going to have to be unhappy in order to actually move away. It's time to just say, all right, I'm done. It's time for me to walk away. And that is what is going to open up the door to a divine partnership. I feel like for some reason the beginning of 2024 is going to be a really great time for romance for a lot of people. I've just been feeling that energy, including me, and I'm claiming it. But we want healthy romance. We want healthy divine partnership. We don't want this old stuff. We don't want the shit that we've been told to stop paying attention to. We want what is good for us. We want what we deserve now after we have passed through all the bullshit and can see things clearly from an outside perspective. That is what we want, and that's what we deserve. And so right now, the main focus is looking at fully leaving behind the things that you are saying you're going to leave behind. You're finally in a place where the outside is matching the inside, which I'll get to in a second. So now is the time to actually act as if you are this person you've been trying to become this whole time. And this person would move away. This person would leave the BS behind, because there's no point in continuing to focus on what is not serving you. The beginning of 2024 that matches up with this divine pairing and divine partnership energy is also an energy of actually counting your blessings, looking at the things that you thought that you were having to hold on to for a long time, like not the obligation stuff, but the things that you've really been wanting, and refocusing on them, really focusing on like, how far have I come and how close have I gotten to these, because I'm actually pretty close. I've just been so distracted by everything else that I haven't been able to see how close I am to my dreams and how close I am to the things that I want. This next era is like carries a lot of like Empress energy, obviously, but also Queen of Cups energy, like emotional intelligence, fully emotionally filled, where it's not just from romance or like love, but also like career and like feeling fulfilled in all aspects of your life, because you have to have a balance. To be emotionally happy, you have to be emotionally happy in your career. You have to be emotionally happy in your spiritual life, in your friendships, in your relationships, in your home life. It has to be a perfect balance. And so this is what this next era is coming into, is like being a ruler of your entire empire, really bringing that emotional happiness into your entire empire, and starting off by looking at how amazing you've done up to this point and how close you are to getting to exactly what it is you want. I feel like this is a no-brainer, but one thing that we're always going to be tempted to do is look back at past relationships, past things, past heartaches. But something we have to keep in mind is that the things that we would want from the past and the things that we would be tempted to look back at, they're always going to be empty. They're not going to be what we think they are. We're chasing some type of like childlike wonder or something that we like obtained when we were younger that we feel like we'll never be able to get again. But the thing is, you're not meant to have that again. You're meant to have those younger experiences and those like new or first loves and things like that to break your heart, so that you grow to become who you're meant to be. That way, when you enter that era of new love, fresh love, good love, healthy love, you can experience it and actually accept it so much deeper than what you would have been able to if you had never experienced those heartbreaks. So anything from the past that you want to ponder on, it's going to be empty. There's not going to be anything there. It's going to be completely void. Like, it's literally just going to be a reminiscing time, and then it's going to cause you to get sucked right back into the same loop. I feel like it wouldn't be as bad as what it was this time, because you'd be like, oh, I realize what I did this wrong, so on and so forth. But it's time to just not even entertain it if it tries coming back into the picture. Stop trying to fight the current when going into 2024. It is not a time to show how strong you are and how brave you are trying to swim against the current and get to a different space or get to where it is you think you should be. It is time to finally go with the current. You have gotten your ass beat by these whitewater rapids. You've gotten your ass beat by the rivers, by everywhere that you've been in the water. It is time to allow the water now to take you where it is you're meant to go. And the reason that you've had to go through all of this whiplash from the water whipping you around everywhere is so that it can take you to a place that is on the way to smoother waters. Let it happen. Just go with the flow and allow the energy to take you where you're meant to be, because you've been working so hard to get to where it's leading you. Finally, it is time for you to embody that bad bitch energy that you have been trying to project for the past 2 years and that you've been also working toward for those past 2 years, because you're there now. You're here. You're in this era. It is time for happiness, and it's time to know that you are backed by the universe fully. If this message aligns with you, it will find you, and if it doesn't, keep scrolling. It costs $0 to mind your own business. If you want to book a reading with me, go to my Etsy store, Mage Farms. Bye.